It's your boy Brogi Naric back again with another video. And I'm going to be talking about the recent what's happenings that's been going on at Warner Brothers Discovery and the recent cancellations and all the news that came out this past week, because a lot has happened and I have some thoughts. Now, if this is your first time watching my channel, hey, Brogi Naric, movies, TV, fan castings, all that type of stuff. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe. If you've also been paying attention to my channel, I've not been the biggest fan of what's going on with DCEU. I love DC. I'm more of a DC fan than I am a Marvel fan, but they've been disappointing me with their movies. They've been, hit or miss. And we've been waiting for a while for there to be some hard leadership at Warner Brothers to hopefully get especially the DC stuff online. And now we have David Zaslav, who's coming from Discovery Plus with the merger that happened about a year ago, 2 years ago. And he's now the chief executive officer, and he is letting his nuts hang. He is letting his nuts hang. He's letting people know that he is in control. First of all, they canceled the Batgirl, which was very surprising. Like, I was at work, and then it was just like, Batgirl's canceled. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, a movie with Michael Keaton? Y'all canceled that as Batman? Holy shit. There's this whole narrative going out there, oh, the movie was bad, it wouldn't have been good. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. I do not buy that this movie was that bad that they couldn't release it. I do believe that Zaslav doesn't think it's going to fit what he has in mind, whatever that is, for the continued plan. Now, that's different, but this narrative that, oh, it was a bad movie, and thank God we didn't have to see Wolf and the team in the back. Now, I don't believe that. We done got 2 Ant-Man movies. We done got 2 goddamn Ghost Rider movies. The first Suicide Squad movie got released. The first Justice League movie got released. So I'm not buying any of that bullshit. And that's a whole situation, because those people were damn near finished with that film. The 2 directors, they had one of the highest grossing movies of 2020, or the highest grossing with Bad Boys 4. They had some buzz with the first premiere and the finale of Miss Marvel. A little bit of buzz, but they did a very good job directing that. So I was more excited to see their visual style with the Batgirl. And sadly, it got canceled. It costs around $90 million, and they're going to write it off as a tax write-off for like 20 million, 30 million. They're going to save by not releasing it, because they're not releasing it anywhere. Like, that shit is crazy. And it's crazy that they're doing that, but it's also like, hey, it's showbiz, not show business. But it's also very fucked up that they screwed those people over, and I guess certain people are being compensated for this. The next thing that happened was a lot of people were worried about HBO Max. They're like, well, there's a lot of firings going on. Certain movies are being taken off the app. Certain shows are being canceled, and people being fired. There's going to be like 70% of people being gone, and it was all hysteria. Then that Thursday, the earnings call came out, and David Zaslav was like, hey, I don't know what y'all talking about, the 70%. We're not cutting 70%. We're cutting more about, 50, maybe 45. We cutting. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. Niggas is losing jobs. But it's not all that doom and gloom. He also revealed that they are combining the HBO Max app with the Discovery Plus app into one big-ass super app, which makes sense, because HBO Max is a weird app. And it's popular. It was weird. You had the HBO Max app, had the HBO app, and they had the Discovery Plus app. They had the CNN Plus app. They had a lot of different apps on this one brand, so it makes sense that they're going to solidify it in one super app. Makes sense. Same thing is going on with Disney, with Disney Plus and Hulu. Hulu's will be gone in like the next 2 to 3 years, and it's all going to be on Disney Plus in the future. So this makes sense. But, you don't hear too many people complaining about that. That's happening, which is cool. But let's get to the DC stuff. So someone finally asked him at the call, what are your plans for DC? And he reveals that he's got a 10-year plan that's going to mimic what Marvel is doing, which sounds good on paper, I must say. Someone who's been waiting for the DCEU to fucking reboot, that sounds good. Execution is a different thing, because previous people have said the same thing when it was Amada and Jason Pilar, and the guy before him, I forget his name, they got fired for doing some infidelity or whatever. They all said the same thing. Execution is everything. I'm cautiously optimistic that Zaslav will do better than the previous reign. He's saying that HBO Max, they're cutting back a lot on HBO Max. They're cutting back some of the kid and family and the animated content right now. Cutting back on the direct to streaming movies. They're saying if it's gonna be good, we want quality. We don't want no mid on our app. We want quality. If it's quality, it's either going to the theaters or it's going to HBO. We don't want no mid on this shit. The only mid they're gonna have is that Discovery Plus stuff. And Discovery Plus stuff is mid, but it makes money. Say what you will, it's mid, but it makes them a lot of money. So that's the only mid they're gonna be doing. A lot of non-scripted stuff. Scripted stuff is either going to theaters or it's going to the HBO channel. It ain't going to HBO Max, it's going to HBO channel, which makes sense. If they're focusing more on quality and less on quantity, that's good. They saw what's going on with Netflix. Has kind of been their problem. They had a lot of quantity, not enough quality, and also the quality they do have, they give it to you all at once, and they don't deal it out to you like a drug dealer. They don't let you get a hit here, a hit there, So they're trying to avoid that. Now with the DC stuff, the DC universe, the DC cinematic universe, the DCEU. First thing, branding. Get a fucking name for your universe. Because fans have multiple names for the universe. We got the Snyder universe, we got the Ayer universe, we got the Reeves universe, we got the goddamn Patty Jenkins universe, we got the James Gunn universe. Get a solid brand name for your universe. So what we can call us in the nerd culture, we have a solid name for this. We got MCU, we got the Sonyverse, or the Sony Spider-Verse. We need something solid for DC. Certain projects are going to be cut off. A lot of movies were announced that were already canceled, like Wonder Twins. Recently, Batgirl got let go. All of these movies were in production or in the planning stage before Zaslav and his crew came in. They looking at them and they like, nah, we ain't about to do all that bullshit. Now, initially, I was like, what's going on with Static Shock? Because they announced Static Shock at Fandom like 2-3 years ago. Ain't heard a damn thing from it since. So what's going on with that? It had Michael B. Jordan attached. Who knows? We don't know what's going on with that. A lot more people are concerned about what's going to happen with Blue Beetle, because Blue Beetle was also about around the same stage as what Batgirl was, maybe a little bit less, but they had wrapped filming. I think they're about to be in post-production. They ain't said nothing about that. Hopefully that stays. So now I'm going to talk about the things, my predictions, or what I think is going to be safe. Batman 2, that's definitely safe. Batman is Batman. It made money. You can say, well, they canceled Batgirl. They canceled Batgirl. They didn't cancel Batman. There's a difference. The Penguin and the Arkham Asylum series, I don't know. They might be safe. The reasons I think they might be safe is because they might be cheap. I don't think they're going to be that expensive. So those are the two things that are helping those shows out. Also attached to Batman. Peacemaker 2, as far as we know, is safe. Makes sense because that was a juggernaut for the app. I do think it's just going to go straight to HBO Max, air live on HBO Max as opposed to, not HBO Max, HBO proper as opposed to HBO Max. But that seems to be good. The other shows that they announced, like the Amanda Waller series and that other series that James Gunn is supposed to be working on, that I don't know if that's sticking. Another thing that's safe, Black Adam and Shazam. That is definitely safe because they are trying to rework this DC universe, and they're gonna have Black Adam be like one of the main the main spearhead for this this new universe. Which we'll see how that goes. I'm not 100% confident in that, but we'll see how that goes. The Rock wants his own franchise. He's trying to Robert Downey Jr. this shit. We'll see how it goes. Do we see Cavill coming back? Maybe. Like I've always said, depending on how well Black Adam does, I think will determine that. Another thing that's safe, of course, they recently announced that Joker 2 is coming out October 4th, 2024 with Lady Gaga. A lot of people are upset about this. I was not the biggest fan of the first Joker movie, but hearing that it's going to be a musical with Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn, I'm like, fuck it, I'm in. That actually sounds interesting. And then they said they canceled the Batgirl movie because it didn't fit with the integrity of the brand that they want to put out there for the new DC films. But they're still pushing forward with this alleged Flash movie. And I say alleged Flash movie because I know this movie, if you've been watching my content, this movie does not exist. Their lead actor has been terrorizing the nation and random children everywhere. But that is not bad for the brand. But this alleged Flash movie is still coming. Allegedly, it has a very high budget, and allegedly, it's doing well at test screenings. Okay, they said the BVS was good test screenings, and we saw how that went when they released the theatrical version. So I don't know. I'm just saying they could go either way with that one. They canceled other films that were announced and other things that are announced that are still up in the air. They canceled the Scoob sequel, which I'm fine with because I was not that big into Scoob. But sadly, I don't know what they're going to do with this Hanna-Barbera universe that they're trying to build or allegedly we're going to build or whatever. I do want more Hanna-Barbera stuff, but I guess it's not happening because they said fuck you to animation. That sucks. Now, the Black Canary movie that was announced, I don't know if that's still happening. That could be reworked into something else. The Green Lantern show that we have heard not a single fucking thing about that movie or that TV show for at least 4 to 5 years. I don't know what's going on with that. They might scrap that and try to give us a Green Lantern movie, which would be awesome. Well, like I said, Static Shock and all the other Milestone stuff. I'm guessing that's scrapped because there was supposed to be a Milestone animated film. They may have just scrapped that, which I think is fucking terrible. And I would be upset if that is the case. Those are like the main projects, but like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic to see what they're going to do with this. David Zaslav, he seems to be committed, like he wants these movies to do well. He brought in Alan Horn, and I think he's getting some help from Bob Iger, the guy that used to run Disney. Alan Horn used to be working at Disney. He worked at HBO. He worked at Warner Brothers. He helped them with the Harry Potter films, and when they were on top of the Nolan films and all that, he left, went to Disney. Then they got on top of their, regurgitating the animated live action films that they was making hand over fist. Now he's back at Warner Brothers to kind of help out, but he needs a person to fill the role of the different brands. The DC brand, their Game of Thrones brand, their Harry Potter brand, the other Discovery Plus shows and all that. So they need their Kevin Feige. I don't know who that is. Kevin Feige's like a fucking unicorn. So I don't know who that's going to be, but hopefully it's someone who is confident. I don't think it's going to be Hamada. I think Hamada might go back to the horror division where he was at. But it's going to be interesting to see. I'm low-key excited. Like I said, it is fucked up that they screwed those people over with the Batgirl movie. But I am cautiously optimistic to see where they're going with this. I'm waiting. This also explains why the DC Comic-Con was so fucking trash, because it's like they didn't know what to say because they were too busy cutting the budget at the time. They're like, all right, we got to cut this. We'll give it out like 2 weeks later. We'll let them know what's going on. So y'all let me know in the comments what y'all thinking about this. But like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic. Hopefully this will work out. They're cutting back on quantity, but they're supposed to be focusing on quality. And hopefully the quality is really good. Will they start, making billions of dollars in the next 5 years, like Disney did with the MCU? Who knows? But if they stick to a plan, they have a good plan and stick to it, this may work out. None of that wishy-washy fuckery that we had with the past regime. But y'all let me know what y'all feeling about these going-ons at Warner Brothers Discovery in the comments. Once again, I'm your boy BrogiNaric. Like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel, and